Well, sports teaches perseverance, and those lessons help bring this week's hometown hero back to the United States, where he has done so much for the community. That help comes through Oscar Menjivar's nonprofit called Teens Exploring Technology. It's been a long journey with many forks in the road for a man who has helped countless young people right here in Los Angeles.
Oscar is, you could say, a bit of my hero because it really motivates me to keep going and keep fighting to see another day.
He's an influential figure now for the youth here in Southern California, but it has taken so much for Oscar to realize his vision.
I was born in El Salvador, right? And I came here running away from a civil war. So when my family came here, we were running away from a civil war. So was it like to grow up in South Central Los Angeles? It was another civil war. So I came into another civil war, right? Growing up in high school, growing up among gangs, during the 90s and 80s, gangs were really tough, right? So the battles were between gangs. But then in the 90s, you have the riots, right? In the 90s, you have the riots, and it's another civil war. I found a mentor. His name is Myron Wonders, right? So Myron Wonders was my mentor, but he caught me ditching. And when he caught me ditching, I think he realized, hey, you're not a bad kid. You just need some direction. Like, so somehow he knew to say to me, if you don't come after school with me and play this sport, and he showed me some sticks out of a bag that during the time I thought it was hockey, right? It looked like the sticks, I was like, sure, hockey. So it's like, if you don't come after school with me, I will call your mom or your dad, I will call your family and let them know what you're doing. So for me, it was a non-negotiable. For me, it was, I'm gonna go after school. I'm gonna see you after school. It happened to be that Myron Wonders was also a referee in the weekends. So because he was a referee on weekends, after 2 years of me playing and getting really good at lacrosse, because I became really good at lacrosse, he would take me and do pickup games. And he said, okay, it's time for you to shine. Go ahead and shine. I'm gonna throw you in the game and you're gonna play. I'm gonna talk to the other coaches and we'll see what day you play. And I fell in love with it. I mean, once I stepped on that field and knew how to play, right, I fell in love with the sport.
But just as Oscar began to flourish in school and on the lacrosse field, things changed in a flash. Then something devastating happens.
Yeah.
In the 11th grade.
11th grade comes around, I get a letter from the INS and I get deported to El Salvador. Man, it was the hardest thing ever for me to realize that I was undocumented. I didn't know I was undocumented. Yeah. They flew me out. And my entire life kind of crumbled. It crumbled. It was, why good grades? Why stay straight? Everybody else was joining the gangs that many people know about that were in El Salvador, right? So I got the same option, I got the same results as those that joined gangs, which was get deported, and no one cared. But one thing I've learned through lacrosse is to have a lot of determination and resiliency, not to give up.
After months in El Salvador, Oscar petitioned the U.S. Embassy there to allow him back into the United States. And Oscar made his wish come true with his answer to this question from an embassy official.
Why do you want to go back to the United States so badly? I was that simple. I said, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to graduate from college, I'm going to change the world. I said, I'm going to start a youth group that's going to help kids stay away from gangs. I said, and I was only in the 11th grade. I said, I'm going to help kids get out of gangs.
And help he has, founding the program Teens Exploring Technology, or TXT. The program and its creator have had a massive impact on the teenagers who have joined up.
During TXT, this is actually my second year, and I feel like I've learned so much the first year, and the second year I got to put those skills into play. I think one of the most important things to me is networking. I always thought networking was just talking to people who were in suits and older, but I realized that the people around me, like other teenagers, can also be a source of networking because they can achieve great things too, and I have a lot to learn from them.
TXT has been very impactful in my life. It really taught me to come out of my shell. When I was in high school, I was really shy. I didn't really talk to many people, but I really do feel that TXT has really helped me come out and just talk with my peers and be able to connect with them.
Why did I found it? Because again, we have so much potential in the inner cities. Mr. Wonders did it for me. I was very successful, and I want to do it for other kids. I said that's the promise I made, you know, and that's my contribution, not just to the world, but to the United States, and that's the contribution that I can make. And the kids are, you know, there's a lot of kids changing their lives right now.
You know, JB, it's the power of sports and also like the power of a mentor. Now, Myron Wonders passed away, but his mark on Oscar is immeasurable. And, you know, what struck me so much about that piece is that he didn't know he was undocumented. To get deported in the 11th grade when you feel like you have your life ahead of you, and not knowing if you're ever going to get back to the country. He said because he started lacrosse at Jordan High School, the bylaws and just dealing with so many different rules and regulations, it allowed him to talk to the embassy officials in a way that got him back into the country. I thought that was really cool.
And then the work that he's doing now is just incredible.
Yeah, very cool.